Clapperboard, I woke up holding my nurse's hand. She smiled. You still don't remember me? I woke up to the sound of a heart monitor. Beep, beep, beep. My eyes slowly opened. The room was blurry. My body felt weak, and I had no idea where I was. Then I felt something warm around my hand. Someone was holding it. I turned my head. A nurse was sitting beside my bed. She looked at me with tears in her eyes. I whispered, "Who are you?" She smiled sadly and said, "You still don't remember me?" I tried to sit up, but pain shot through my head. The nurse immediately stopped me. "Easy. You've been unconscious for 3 days." 3 days? She nodded. I looked around the room. Hospital bed. 4 machines. But nothing looked familiar. What happened to me? She hesitated. "You were in an accident." I stared at her. Was I alone? She looked down at our hands. No. My heart started beating faster. Who was with me? She took a breath. I was. I looked at her confused. You were at the accident? She shook her head. No. I was there before it happened. She told me her name was Emily. But the name meant nothing to me. I'm sorry, I said. I really don't know you. Her smile disappeared for a moment. I know. She reached into her pocket and pulled out a small, old photograph. She placed it on my blanket. I looked at it. It was a picture of a younger me standing beside a young woman. I stared at the photo. Then at her. That's me? She nodded. And that's you? She smiled. Yes. My mind felt like it was fighting against a locked door. Where was this taken? Our college. I froze. College? Yes. She looked into my eyes. You used to sit next to me every morning. I slowly shook my head. I don't remember any of that. Her eyes filled with tears. You don't remember the coffee? I said nothing. The rainy walks? Nothing. The promise you made? I whispered. What promise? Emily looked away. You promised me that if anything ever happened to you, you'd find your way back to me. I laughed nervously. I don't even know what that means. She stood up. I knew you wouldn't remember. She started walking toward the door. Something inside me suddenly felt wrong. Wait. She stopped. I looked at her. Why were you holding my hand when I woke up? She slowly turned around. Because I was scared. Scared of what? She whispered. That you would wake up and forget me forever. Then she left. For some reason, her words hurt more than my injuries. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept looking at the photograph. There was something written on the back. 3 words. Wait for me. The next morning, Emily came into my room. She placed a cup of coffee beside me. I stared at it. Why does that smell familiar? She smiled. Because you used to steal mine. I laughed. And suddenly, a memory flashed. A rainy street. 2 people running. A coffee cup. Emily laughing. Then another memory. Me sitting beside her on a hospital staircase. She was crying. I was holding her hand. I heard myself say, whatever happens, I'll come back. I opened my eyes. Emily was standing in front of me. You remembered? I shook my head. Not everything. She smiled through her tears. But enough? I reached for her hand. Enough to know I don't want to forget you again. But there was one thing I still didn't understand. Emily, why were you at the accident? She became silent. Then she sat beside me. Because I was driving. My smile disappeared. What? She nodded. You were in the passenger seat. I stared at her. What happened? We were arguing. About what? She looked down. About you leaving. I frowned. Leaving where? She whispered. You were going to move to another city. I remembered. A suitcase. A train ticket. Emily crying. Me saying. I need time. Then the accident. Everything came rushing back. I looked at her. You blamed yourself. She nodded. For 3 days, I sat beside you and held your hand. She wiped away a tear. I kept talking to you, even though you couldn't hear me. What did you say? She smiled. I told you the same thing every night. What? She leaned closer. Come back to me. I looked at her hand. Then I held it tightly. Emily? Yes? I may not remember every moment we had. She looked at me. But I remember how I feel when you're here. She started crying. I smiled. And if I have to learn everything again? I squeezed her hand. Then I'll fall in love with you twice. The heart monitor continued to beep. But this time, it sounded less like a machine. And more like a second chance.